This imaginary line of demarcation divided the Atlantic Ocean. Spain could claim all land west of the line. The Portuguese king believed that this arrangement favored Spain. To prevent war, the leaders of the two nations signed the Treaty of Tordesillas, which moved the line of demarcation 800 miles further west. This gave Portugal more opportunity to claim lands unexplored by other Europeans. Other explorers sailed to the Americas. Columbus's discoveries inspired others to sail across the Atlantic Ocean. In 1501, explorer Amerigo Vespucci led a Spanish fleet to the coast of present-day South America. He was convinced the land he reached was not Asia. Instead, Vespucci believed he had found a new world. A German a German map maker labeled the continents across the ocean America in honor of Vespucci. Europeans began using the names North America and South America for these lands. In a Spanish settlement in present day Panama, another explorer, Vasco Nunes de Balboa, heard stories from a local native about another ocean farther west. Balboa set out to find it. For weeks, he and his men struggled through thick jungle and deadly swamps. In 1513, they reached the top of a mountain. From this spot, Balboa saw a great blue ocean, the Pacific Ocean, stretching out before him. In 1519, Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese navigator, set out with a Spanish fleet to sail down the east coast of South America. After sailing around the southern tip of the continent, Magellan continued into the Pacific, even though his ships were dangerously low on food and fresh water. Magellan's fleet sailed across the Pacific Ocean. In the Philippines, Magellan was killed in a battle with the native peoples. Down to three ships, the expedition continued sailing west into the Indian Ocean. In 1522, the voyage's only remaining ship returned to Spain. Only 18 members of Magellan's original crew survived. These sailors were the first people to circumnavigate or go all the way around the globe. Their entire journey was some of 40,000 miles long. European explorers and settlers took plants and animals with them back to the Americas. They also brought back a variety of new plants and animals to Europe, Asia, and Africa. This transfer became known as the Columbian Exchange because it started with Columbus's explorations. The Columbian Exchange dramatically changed the world. European explorers found many plants in the Americas that were unknown to them, including corn, potatoes, tobacco, and cocoa. They brought these items to Europe, where they were highly valued. The, explor- the explorers also introduced horses, cattle, and pigs to the Americas. Native Americans came to use Native Americans came to use these animals for food and transportation. They also started to farm European grains such as wheat and barley. Without intending to do so, the explorers also introduced deadly new diseases to the Americas. Native Americans had no natural resistance to the European diseases and often died as a result of their exposure to them. Over time, a trading pattern involved the exchange of raw materials, manufactured products, and slaves developed among Europe, Africa, and the Americas. Europeans shipped millions of enslaved Africans to work in the colonies in the New World. Summary and preview. Columbus's voyage Columbus's voyages to America inspired other Europeans to explore the New World. This led to new exchanges between both sides of the Atlantic.